Sports presents coverage of high school volleyball. Tonight, an MCAA conference matchup. Class 8 schools, West Lutheran taking on Heritage Christian Academy. From Heritage Christian in Maple Grove, John Jacobson along with Andy Gugesberg. And Andy's Heritage team is coming off its first ever state tournament appearance in 2015. A strong favorite to repeat as section champion this year, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in a great spot to go back to the Excel. Tom Fugelstead took over this program about 13 years ago, I think, if memory serves. Last year brought a team to the state tournament that had a very powerful outside hitter who graduated, but you'd think that would push you out of that position, but they're in a better spot this year. The rest of the team has really matured well. They've got a bunch of weapons that can beat you and a setter that's going to dish the ball and put everybody in a good position to score.
West Lutheran comes in with an 11-12 record. They're in a little bit of a transition phase. New head coach Amanda Carlson. Anytime you switch coaches, it's always a little bit different for the girls and for the coach coming in, but she seems pretty happy with where their team's at here nearing the end of the regular season.
Yeah, you know, she talked about what growth they're having and how they're learning how to communicate and play next to each other a little bit better. That's what you're looking for in a program that isn't in the place Heritage is. They're not looking to go to state this year, probably even next year. They're looking to get a little bit better, a little 2-3% better every day. And then maybe by next year they start pushing for a section championship, maybe in 3-4 years. I mean, if we would have talked to Tom 12-13 years ago, he'd have been in the same boat, is my guess.
Let's look at our key players tonight, starting with West Lutheran. Erica Stensland, outstanding junior player. Likely will play college volleyball in a couple of years, but Coach Carlson really talked about not only her skills, but her team play.
Yeah, she seems to be a really good team player. I've never seen Wes play before. I watched them ball handle for about 2 minutes, and I pointed to her and I said, "That's your kid?" And she said, "Yeah." She looks comfortable on the court. And with a kid like that who's a good teammate, she can do a lot of really nice things and get everybody else comfortable around her.
Heritage did graduate some players that were on that state tournament last year, but they do bring some back, including Bella Leon. She's really an outstanding talent, isn't she?
Bella Leon's going to take her talents to Fargo next year and play for the Bison at Division I North Dakota State. And you'll be able to tell within 2 or 3 balls what she can do. She's a dynamic athlete, good off 1 foot or 2 feet. Her eyes are great. She blocks well. She's a presence at the net. They're going to feel her from West.
West Lutheran, Heritage Christian Academy. We're getting near the end of the regular season in volleyball. We'll have this match for you coming up next on 12 Sports. On a Tuesday night, high school volleyball and 12 Sports. Heritage Christian Academy hosting West Lutheran, an MCAA conference match. The Eagles come in 20-8 on the season. The Warriors 11-12. John Jacobson and Andy Gugesberg from Heritage Christian. And this is a Heritage Christian team with a lot of experience. They introduced the seniors here a few moments ago. It's almost all seniors. I mean, the players that play regularly, this is a veteran team that we're going to see in the blue and black tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's 7 primary players, the 6 starters in the libero, all seniors. Got down to the Excel last year, looking to repeat. Talking with Coach Tom before the match started, he said they're in a rhythm, they're in a groove right now, and it's going to be fun to watch this team do what they can do.
West Lutheran, as I mentioned, 11-12 on the season, and they're down a player tonight, Andy. Jordan Schuler is a regular setter. She is out with a concussion. has been out since last week. It's going to miss probably some more matches yet, so a fairly serious concussion. That's always tough when you lose kind of the general of your offense, right?
Well, right, yeah. The only setter on the roster typically, which means we'll have Carrie Prius, I believe is how you say her last name, stepping into the setting position and going to do a really good job. You know, it seems like the type of kid that kids want to follow, and at this level, that's a pretty big part of it as well.
West Lutheran in the black and green. It'll be Lisa Hofer that'll serve, and we are underway. Warriors and the Eagles tonight in high school volleyball. They set in the middle to Belen Leon, who gets the first attack down. She's kind of the one that makes this offense go. You know, last year it was a lot of Janae Fugelstead, but Belen Leon's kind of the alpha player this year, right?
Yeah, absolutely true. You just look at her out there. I mean, she towers over the rest of the players on her team, and Torby loves finding her in transition as she did right there.
To the front row and put back over by Miranda Wahlberg. Set goes outside this time, down the line, and a kill for Kiera Smith. Another one of those seniors. State tournament experience from a year ago. Nicely set by Maddie Torby outside, and Smith with the kill. It's quickly 2-0 Heritage. Hannah Halata serving is long, and West Lutheran has its first point.
Yeah, looks like the Warriors are going to be in a rotation defense. Line should be covered up. It just wasn't on that last one. Ooh, nice short serve.
Miranda Wahlberg with a service ace. Senior middle.
Yeah, Wahlberg tosses that ball up. She gives away that she's going short, but it doesn't mean you can get there in time. That's a really well-placed ball.
Tides of the 2. This time goes deep. Another ace going off of Smith and out. And so West Lutheran takes the lead early here in set 1.
Going to be able to yo-yo that serve pretty well as she drops the first one really short. That last one almost on the end line. Really good yo-yo there.
Goes to the other corner this time. Torby setting to Leon. Got it over, tapped across at the net by Carrie Price of West Lutheran. Here's Smith again with another attack. This time missed long. And it's 4 in a row for West Lutheran.
Yeah, in that straight rotation, zone 6 will be open for the Eagles if they find a way to attack it around or through the block.
Wahlberg, another good short serve. Torby for Leon. Tough to defend that, but Jones came in contact with the net, though, so it's going to be a point for West Lutheran as Leon swung through on that. And another point for the Warriors. Good serving run here by Wahlberg and West Lutheran. That time, Leon got it down for a kill and a point. A run of 5 straight points for West Lutheran ends, and it's 5-3.
Suits will go back to serve here. Suits going to play for the Warriors of Winona State next year. One of the top 10 teams in the country in Division II. Going to have some big shoes to fill down there as they graduate a libero. Sarah might be the kid to step in.
Good deep serve here. Handled and hit over. And Leon into the net again, and then the point for West Lutheran. Madison Hansen, number 16, senior, will rotate in as Carrie Price. Senior goes in and served, dug up by Suits. Torby back set to Leon. It's returned, but wide, and a point for the Eagles.
Big swing again by Leon, her 3rd kill of the 4 points for the Eagles. I like the way the Warriors are set up on defense. They're in the right spot. They just got to relax their shoulders a little bit.
Price to the front row and hit over by Samantha Paul. In the middle, kill for Heritage Christian. Margaret Wetterstrom getting it off the block and down for a point.
Yeah, new middle in the front row. Doesn't quite get the attention that Leon does, so there's a solo block there, and she's able to wipe it off the edge.
Leon is back serving here. Pushed across by Stensland. Torby outside for Smith. And that's dug up by Carly Bursch, the libero for West Lutheran. Here's Leon attacking. Samantha Paul, the block tipped by Heritage, point West Lutheran.
Yeah, good back row ball from Torby to Leon. Block is lined up perfectly there. Paul does a great job of finding the back row attacker.
Deep right corner, an ace serve, and West Lutheran has an 8-5 lead as Stensland gets the ace.
Stenlin smooth at all aspects of the game so far. We've seen her take a couple first balls. She does some things with an in-system and out-of-system ball. Now she's got a good serve there. And as per usual, John, every time I talk about a server, it seems like I tend to jinx him.
Megan Smith in and Hannah Halata out for Heritage. Kiera Smith serving. Royce setting, middle, Paul, that one fly too long. And a point for Heritage.
Be confident.
West hangs a 2-ball high set in the middle, allowing all 3 blockers to jump in on that, making it a pretty tough ball to pick up.
Kiera Smith giving it back and a long serve. Back to West Lutheran. First, the junior libero will serve. Torby, or Leon rather, for Torby and across. In the middle over, nice cross-court hit by Wetterstrom.
Yeah, good route there as Wetterstrom gets right next to Torby and then takes it cross-body into the 1-2 seam. It's a really good swing on a well-placed ball.
Scores 9-8. West Lutheran still up by 1. Preuss to the middle, over and across by Miranda Wahlberg. Here's Leon. That one kind of floated on her and too long. So West Lutheran team keeps holding the lead, Andy.
Yeah, they're doing just enough right here. I like the way they're set up. I think we're going to have, we were looking at kill lists, and it looks like we're going to have Leon setting out of this rotation. Look for Torby to get this ball.
And she does. Delivers the ball back row. That was handled by Hamilton, and that one dropped. Little communication breakdown there between Stensland and Hofer. Ball drops and it's a point for Heritage. Maddie Torby to serve. Preuss and over by Hofer. Pushed over by Megan Smith. To the middle, Wahlberg blocked by Leon.
Leon and Smith do a great job here. We see the high ball again. Those two close in on it. It's all Leon getting touch on it as she blocks that ball back down on West side. Serving again is Torby.
Leon with her team high 47th block of the season. Nice attack from the back row by Stensland and getting it over for a point.
West Lutheran up by 1. Stensland does a really good job there waiting on the ball and then getting swung through and dropping it in the middle of the court.
Hofer handled by Suits back row. Leon. That's handled by West Lutheran. Stensland gets blocked as Leon gets up there again. Leon and Joni Wicht. I think it might have been all Leon again. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know that it matters. The pin blockers for Heritage are getting up to the net, but Leon's elbows are over it, so she's going to grab a lot of those balls.
Tied at 11, Halata serving for Heritage. There's Stensland, who runs into her teammate Wahlberg, and that's cost West Lutheran a point. Wahlberg and Stensland colliding, and Erica falling down under the net. Now 12-11 Heritage. They're pretty tight to the net, and that'll cost West Lutheran a point. And it's 13-11 Eagles.
Take a look here as Leon eyes up the ball. Like, she lines up the hitter very well, and then it's hanging up there, so she gets a secondary look at the ball, leading to that stuff block.
Outside, Stensland gets blocked again. Boy, Leon is getting up, isn't she?
Yeah, Leon again. Stensland's definitely the horse that West goes to. Leon knows it and is standing in front of it. Got a timeout early here from West Lutheran. Stensland's got to learn to attack the edge of the block there. The block is set up on her. She's definitely their primary weapon. So in order for them to get this side out, she's going to have to go off the edge because Leon is just too big and too far across for her to hit through that block. This is the Heritage team I remember seeing last year at the Excel. This is the team that I saw early on giving Kenyon Wanamingo everything they could handle at the Side Out Classic in August. Good, clean blocking, crisp volleyball around the block, Diggers getting balls up, and Torvey being able to run what she wants to run. Good volleyball. I'm really impressed with what this West Lutheran team can do. We'll see what happens off this timeout if they're able to get Stensland alone. Maybe put her on a different route and see if she can go hit something else because Leon's all over the high ball on the outside.
These are our coaches tonight, Tom Fugelstead and Amanda Carlson, who's in her first year here at West Lutheran. Just a week to go here in the regular season before section play begins in 2 weeks. So out of the timeout, another serve by Halata and the Eagles. Ball to the middle, up in the air by Stensland. Set to Leon from Torvey and a kill.
Yeah, a little frustration from the West Lutheran block there as you get a player like Leon, you get a touch on that ball, you hope somebody can make a play, but off the block and down in front.
Again to Stensland, this time able to get it off the block. Goes to Leon. It's too strong here. And West Lutheran gets a much-needed point. It's 15-12.
Yeah, when Leon stays behind Torvey, she's almost hitting 1,000. When she gets too tight, gets too excited, she's either in the net or overrunning the ball like she did there.
Excuse me, great dig up by Suits on that ball and hit across. Kiera Smith finds the open spot for a kill. Watch the play by, well, we missed it off the serve, but Suits really helping make that play.
Yeah, Suits does a really good job of making a good read early, and Smith gets paid off on the back end of it.
Four-point Eagles lead here in set one. Stensland over, back row. We had a Heritage player into the net. And a point for West Lutheran is back in is Hofer, replacing Hamilton. Twice back to serve. Back row Suits took it. Cross to Smith, all the way back. Stensland over the blocker this time, just tapping it. Suits right into the net. That's a point for West Lutheran.
Very calm West Lutheran right now. Another tight set for Erica there, and she does a good job of getting her feet to it and able to send the ball over.
Punched over by Wetterstrom. Good job by her not to go into the net. Stensland across by West Lutheran. Suits setting it. Goes back row. Bursch handled that and then punched out of play by Preuss. Point for the Eagles. 3-point Heritage lead now. It's 17-14. And back into the rotation where Leon is serving. Miss hit and a point for Heritage. And this is a team that should win their section, right, and get back to the state tournament.
Yeah, they've got some good wins out of section. They are undefeated, I believe, in section play, undefeated in conference play. You know, in talking with Tom before the match, he mentioned that one of the big things they have coming up is a week from today they get Southwest Christian for the conference. But that is not a section match, as they are in different sections. Should be theirs for the taking.
Well, West Lutheran on these last few points just a little out of sync, and Heritage taking advantage.
That communication piece that Coach Carlson was talking to about us before the match started, kind of a little hesitant right now.
Royce getting it over to Stensland, who hit it across. Leon rushing forward, gets it across, dug up by Preuss, and over by Hofer. Quick set, Torby to Wetterstrom, and a point for Heritage.
That's a great dig by Hofer there. He stands in there and wears that big swing from Wetterstrom, and I just like what she's about right now. A little fired up, like what she's got going on defensively.
Leon serving, handled by Bursch. Pushed back row, back up to the front row by Halata. Over, and again Bursch handling it back row. Here's Stensland with a big attack. Dug up by Suits. Play up the net. Won't get back over for West Lutheran. It's a point for Heritage.
Big net play from Torvey right there. She gets on an overpass, causes all sorts of chaos.
Royce back set. Off Stensland. Dug up nicely by Leon. Over by Suits. Royce again in the middle. Attacked by Paul. Too strong. (22-14). Heritage, after trailing much of this first set early, has come back very strong, and there's an ace. And a timeout by Amanda Carlson and West Lutheran.
Another great serve from Leon as she goes 1-1 with a little bit of jump float. She's tall enough as it is, then she gets up another 3-4 inches with that float serve, and just makes it really tough because a ball that's contacted from that point never goes up. It leaves her hand and it drops. And most serves, you get that up and down read, and now you can get your platform under it. A float serve from there is very, very difficult to pick up. A 24-14 timeout here. At one point, West Lutheran led the set 11-10, and it's been all Heritage since then. You know, Stensland definitely has some power to her swing. I'd like to see her go a little off speed, maybe throw Heritage something else to look at, because the block is pretty intense on Heritage's side right now.
We are at set point out of the timeout, 24-14. Leon trying to close this one out. Stensland, Bursch, back to Stensland and over. Suits up to Torvey. For Smith, dug up, hit back over by Hofer. At the net, it crawls back to the Warriors' side. And hit across by Stensland, blocked, and there's set 1 point. It's Torvey and Wetterstrom up at the net for Heritage. And they get point 25 and win it. Andy, 25-14.
Yeah, just patience at the net. Great vision from the Eagle blockers as they take good vision. They get on the ball. They figure out who's going to send it over and then get in front of that hitter. Great run to finish out set 1 from the Eagles as they're up 1-0 on West Lutheran.
We'll take time out. We'll come back with more of our MCAA conference match. West Lutheran and Heritage Christian. More from Heritage after this on 12 Sports.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Andy Gilgisberg. I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in tonight for our matchup between West Lutheran and Heritage Christian. Heritage, number 4 ranked team, Andy, in Class A coming into this week.
You know, I last week I went down to Faribault to watch BA play Mayor Lutheran, a 1 versus 2 in Class A. And this Heritage team isn't far off those two teams. It's going to be a heck of a run if everybody that's supposed to make it down to the Excel actually makes it there. Class A is actually in a pretty good position. There's, I think if I read it right, 7 of the top 8 teams can make it. They're all in different sections spread out around the metro or around the state, unlike in Class 3A, where 3 of our teams are all in one section and also in the top 8 in the state.
Osseo Izette and Champlin Park, yes, all in Section 5-3A. We'll have section volleyball from 5-3A coming up in a couple of weeks here on Channel 12. Should be some great competition again. So we're underway here in set 2 after the 25-14 win for Heritage in the first set. Hit across, and the ball is a little bit down. Yes, it was tipped by West Lutheran, and a point for Heritage.
Yeah, nice back set from Torby here. We got a good finish off the block, it looked like. Yeah, because that ball was long, but it was off the edge of the block.
I think West Lutheran didn't feel that they had touched it, but doesn't matter if the referee saw it. That's what counts, right?
It turns out that ref's been right every time, whether
Yeah.
she was right or not. That's the call that we're going to go with.
Off the antenna, point for Heritage, and quickly a 3-0 lead for the Eagles here in set 2. West Lutheran scrambling and get it over. Lynn! A lot of power behind that one. Off the set from Torby.
When Torby finds Leon in transition here, the block barely gets off the ground. Thank goodness she got her hands on that ball. That could have been disastrous. That ball had some pace.
Suits up to the front row, hit across and over. A big kill from Maddie Torby.
Yeah, the game plan seems to be if Torby takes the first ball, they get her the ball back so she's able to get some swings in. Seems to be working pretty well for the Eagles.
She's second on the team in kills behind Leon. And go to Leon again. Oh, getting up and brought her game tonight.
Yes, she did. You know, you just to think about that from a big-time perspective, very few teams in the state, in the country probably, are led by a middle, and second on the team is a setter who runs a 5-1 in kills. It's pretty impressive with the ball control they must have here, and we're seeing it on display again as Suits gets another great up.
And you see how well they're always talking out there on the court, Andy, and they flow well together in their offense.
Yeah, and it's very rare you see that from a senior-laden team. I mean, typically they're just comfortable with each other. We don't need to talk about every touch of the ball. We know where each other are, and you can tell these girls have been playing together. But also you can tell by a well-coached team, the basics get done each and every time, and that's what's happening right now for Heritage Christian. Every one of those girls is taking pride in every opportunity they have to touch the ball. On the other side of the net, West Lutheran just kind of in a little bit of a funk right now, trying to figure out what can we stop right now. I don't know that you stop a Leon. The only way to stop a Leon is to put something out of control so they can't get her that quick ball. You do that, then they set her on a high ball, and she's still able to hit over the block. It's a tough spot to be in if you're West, so you got to take care of this first ball. They're going to serve at you. Receiving serve is actually it's weird. It's one of the few sports out there where not serving is an advantage. And because you get the first opportunity to attack, so look for them to find Stenslin here out of the timeout. Look for a high ball and let's see if she can get a ball off Leon's hands or something like that.
Torby with the serve will get an ace. And it's an 8-0 lead now for Heritage here in set 2.
Torby with another good serve in that 5-6 seam. Stenslin and Bursch, not quite sure which one of them's going to take it. That's got to get talked about.
Front row, and with Leon under the net, give West Lutheran its first point.
She's been all over that net this match, and I've watched her play multiple times. I haven't seen it that much. I'm not really paying that close of attention as to how far under or in she is, except for the first one where she kind of caught the net with her. So
caught the tape on that one, and it's another point for West Lutheran. So they get 2 straight to make it 8-2. And another serve for the junior Lisa Hofer. Outside, though, missed on the serve, and it's 9-2.
And part of it might be these great headphones, John, but they're so good at communicating. I heard in stereo that ball was out. The 6 players on the court and the entire bench all communicating at the same time. That's when you know you're clicking, when even your bench is in rhythm with everything else that's going on.
Scramble for West Lutheran, but Hofer able to spin it across. Leon back sent, it's blocked, but out of bounds, and it's a point for Heritage. Off the attack from Joni Wicht. Eagles point, and they're up by 8.
Yeah, Joni does a good job there. It's a really tough ball, set pretty tight into 4 hands, and she's able to take it off the edge.
A lot of serves. West Lutheran punching it across. Suits setting up Torve, and while on that swing, and it's out of play, and a point to West Lutheran. Back in for the Warriors comes Maddie Stewart, excuse me, as going back to serve is Wahlberg. Short serve handled by Suits. Torvey up for Leon. Like clockwork, those 3.
Yeah. I have a feeling that if anybody's been doing radio play-by-play for the Eagles, that trio of names has been said multiple times. Suits to Torvey to Leon, and it ends in a kill as it will for the rest of this year.
I mean, think about for a school this small, that 3 players, all seniors, are going to good college volleyball program.
Yeah, you got.
That's
Leon,
not bad,
right? Exactly. You got Leon going Division I to North Dakota State, and you've got Torvey going to St. Cloud State. You've got Suits going to Winona State. Just great volleyball programs, up and coming, going to be doing some good things, and all from a very, very small school.
Suits serves long. Gives West Lutheran a point at 12-4. Madison Hansen back in now for West. And Price will go back to serve. Line driver handled by Leon. She'll take it back from Torve. Drops it short. Dug up nicely by Bursch. And Leon across. Attacked by Sophie Jesuits, number 12. Good block on Stensland. And push deep. Jesuits again, left side. West Lutheran, a bump, pop it up in the air and over and into the net on Stensland's attack.
When Jesuits got set, I had to double take because I thought she was a young kid. She plays older than an 8th grader. She does a really good job right there, keeping the ball in play twice on balls that weren't quite at her.
An excellent serve that West Lutheran couldn't handle off the hand of Leon. She'll get credit for an ace. And Heritage back up by 10. Preuss, long run to that ball, trying to set it up gently, I think, but didn't get enough on it to get the ball to Hansen, and it's 15-4.
You can see the nerves starting to get to the right side attacker, turned setter due to the concussion, trying to calm herself and her teammates down. Hard to do when the serve-receive game is what it is right now because of the serve of Leon.
What makes her serves so tough?
Well, we talked about it a little bit in set 1. She's got a nice little jump float, and her contact point is so high that the ball doesn't go up before it comes down, creating a very tough depth perception play on a serve receiver. You never really see the bottom of the ball, which is the part of the ball that you're actually playing with your platform.
That one just long.
Everything going the Eagles' way right now, as Leon puts another good ball on with pace and a little bit of chaos, and communication starting to break down. It was and another ace. I believe it was Mike Tyson that once said, everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the face. And I think when we talked with Amanda Carlson, she talked about what they were going to be able to do, communicate, work together. But when things start ripping you apart at the seams like this, like that serve is just wicked.
Ball to the middle, pushed across by Stewart. In the front row for Heritage, Wetterstrom. Into the net was West Lutheran, and there's a point for Heritage again. Leon continues this long run of serves. Caught the tape that time, handled off the tape. Right side set over by Stensland, and dropped over for another point. Torbe.
Torbe saw the opening right there. You saw she was kind of giving that away early, but Stensland wanting to hit gets out of the way for somebody to come in and pass it, but nobody is able to make that move into the court. Score is 20-4 as Leon on a great run.
Royce back for Stensland. And got that one down. Caught the back corner for a point.
Good patience there on that ball as it's set high back. Stensland's able to take a good swing, flip her shoulder well, and just into the corner. Kind of. And it's a great corner shot. Gets the paint to fly, as they say. And now we're going to have some substitution. Going to get some opportunities to get some kids off the bench for the Eagles here.
Abby Torbe in. Ainsley Halverson also coming in here for Heritage.
And Seabrass.
Prince Seabrass, Jr. also in. So 3 substitutions for Heritage. Out of the West Lutheran serve. Ball blocked at the net. Heritage able to handle it. Got it back across. Royce over on the attack from Hofer. Torve in the middle. Hofer down, handled by Jesuits, and over by Suits. Good long rally here, back outside the Warriors go to Hofer. Torve setting it up, and it's a point for the Eagles. Jesuits on the attack for Heritage. Long rally, point Heritage, it's 21-5. And then nobody's certain exactly who's back to serve. But now Kiara Smith will actually rotate in, and she will serve here.
I was impressed that with all those substitutions, Suit's still able to get her hands on the ball 5 different times in that rally. Dug 4 balls and hit a down ball over the net. She's everywhere right now for the Eagles.
There's Hofer again, gets blocked. Over by Stensland, but out.
Torbe playing on a mission right now. Her hands getting well across the net. Up 21-5, gets a stuff for 22.
Hit into the net, it's a point for Heritage. They're at 23. Kiara Smith, another one of those seniors. Or this Heritage team will serve it again. Preuss, good attack that time on a swing from Stensland for the kill.
Stensland, really good ball here. She gets set out of the back row. She's in rhythm. Puts that ball to the middle of zone 6 because the middle back defender is still on the end line. That ball drops in for a point. Oh.
Bursch couldn't get enough to crawl over the tape on that, and it's set points.
Seabrass will serve, set point here.
In the middle, push back roll. Seabrass, nice job to get to the floor and dig that one up and over by Torbe, Maddie Torbe. And both Torbe girls are in the lineup right now, and there's a kill from the middle by Wahlberg for West.
Really good attack here. Let's get another look. We got a high 2-ball in the middle. Opens up, recognizes that there's some new kids in the backcourt on the right side over there, and puts a ball into deep zone 1 where nobody's home.
Sam Hamilton with the serve. Maddie Torbe pushed across, and With a whistle, the point for West Lutheran.
Tight set. Halverson gets pulled under the net as she takes a good aggressive tip on that ball.
The serve for Hamilton. Line driver and hit across as Heritage got it to Torvey. Wahlberg again from the middle, back and front row and over. And a point. Double contact. No, excuse me, on the Heritage side, it's another point for West Lutheran. They stay alive.
The never say die Warriors serving tough.
Torvey had to scramble to get to that ball and hit the end of the net by Wicht. So West Lutheran putting together a little run here late in set 2. They're up to 10 as Hamilton will serve again. And that will be the set, though. Serving error makes it 25-10. And a 2-0 lead now for Heritage Christian in set 2.
Yeah, good volleyball from Heritage all the way through set 2. We talked with Tom about it before the match, and actually he talked about it when he was doing his senior presentation. Love the fact that these seniors work hard for the underclassmen. If they don't work hard early, that set's closer, and Tom is able to look down his bench and get some of our younger kids in. Love what they're about. Love what the Eagles are doing right now. Got them to a 2-0 lead here in this best-of-5 match.
Another timeout taken here at Heritage Christian Academy. We'll continue with more of our coverage of prep volleyball and 12 sports in a moment.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Christian Academy on the way to perhaps the 21st win of this season, up 2-0 on West Lutheran. 25-14, 25-10. And when you're a team like Heritage, no matter what team you are, third set, you're up 2-0, you know you're probably going to win. How long do you play your regulars all throughout this third set? Or what's your philosophy as a coach?
No, you don't play your regulars. In the club scene, it's a little different. But I know as a high school coach, we were playing 3 out of 5. If we were up too big, I'm not gonna like do a full line change. But we're gonna get some of our kids. You rest a Leon maybe, or you rest Torvey for part of the set. Those kids that are taking a lot of swings, moving around a lot on the ball. I think Suits can play because liberos, barring them running into people, don't really move their muscles too much. Get too much beat up on. But in the same breath, you know, like you said, we're getting close to section play, so let's stay in a rhythm here. Let's not put ourselves in a situation where we want to give one away. I've known Coach Tom for a very long time. He respects the game. He respects the game, and the best way to respect the game is to respect your opponent. And so you can guarantee whoever he has out here is going to play high, hard, and fast, or they're going to come sit down on the bench next to him.
Well, that's one thing, too. If the first two sets are both like 25-23, 25-22, something like that, where you can't take that for granted that you're going to win. West Lutheran, a nice block by Wahlberg to get the first point of set 3 for the Warriors. Watch this again.
Yeah, she does a really good job of keying on Leon and getting her hands just across fast. She doesn't need to get up that high. Leon gets set a ball that is blockable.
That's off of Suits. Receiving error by her. And it's quickly 2-0 for West Lutheran. And for the Warriors, they want to come out and play best that they can here and make a strong showing. Play more like they did the first part of that first set.
Yeah.
Outside ball, attacked hard but long by Ainsley Halverson.
I love the idea on that swing. It's what we were talking about earlier about getting Stensland to do is attack the edge of the block. She went for it and missed. That's not a bad miss.
Holford just missed on that serve, trying to catch the edge but missed. And it's out and over to Heritage. It's 3-1 Eagles. Wetterstrom back in for them, and Suits will serve. Price had a run to this one to get it to Wahlberg, but got it over. Suits dug it up, over, but then running under the net was Maddie Torby. Point West Lutheran.
Ball control needs to improve here for the Eagles.
Wahlberg serve, handled back row by Suits. Leon with the swing down for a point.
Sometimes the ball has eyes. Leon, I thought she overran that one. It was going to be long, but it dropped just inside the end line.
Leon had that long run of serves and points for the Eagles in set 2. See what happens here. Yeah, great dig back row by Halada. And then the point, though, goes to West Lutheran, hit into the net.
That dig by Halad is my favorite play of the match so far. Just a fluid move to dig that ball up to the well, make the move and the read from the 1 to the 6. Great play by her. Didn't result in a point, though.
Royce's serve is long. Gives it back to Heritage. Megan Smith in. And out goes Halada. Halverson serving. Back row handled by Bursch. Royce in the middle. Ball gets blocked. Hit across by Hofer. Torby will drop it in. Maddie Torby will get the kill.
Torby's older sister setting up at UMD. Pulled off a pretty big upset a couple weeks ago against the Concordia Golden Bears, and it's that same type of vision that younger sister, it's fun to say when a senior has that situation, dropping dumps in for points there.
Royce, and across on the attack by Stensland.
Good set out here. Stensland inside a little bit, so she's able to get inside the block of Torby there, and drops it cross court for a kill, and she'll go back to serve.
6-4 Warriors here early in set 3. Back set to Torby from Leon.
I'm remembering a Mia Hamm Michael Jordan commercial, Anything You Can Do, as it was almost the exact same swing that beat Torby that Torby now gets and goes cross court.
Wetterstrom serve, dug up by Bursch. She'll swing it across here, but missed. A little long. And we're tied at 6. Ball to the middle, over by Paul. Dropped in nicely in front of Liam.
Good spot there as they find Leon a little bit deep in her base position. Good enough for a point and the lead.
7-6 Warriors. Carly Bursch back to serve. Suits had to run to dig that ball. Maddie Torvey gets it across. Right to the middle of the Wahlberg, trying to push it to the back row. Swing down the line, Bursch handling that. Maddie Torvey over again, and a kill.
Great hustle from the Warriors there. Torvey sees the deep court is open and tries to go down it. We end up getting 2 touches here. Good vision from the senior setter. Great effort.
Maddie Torvey, it's off of Stensland, an ace and a point. Eagles take the lead. Price to Hofer off the blockers. Swung across by Jordan Allen, number 3 for Heritage. Hit out by Wahlberg, point for Heritage.
Allen, just a freshman, has the body type that she could be the next Bella Leon.
Hirsch over, and I think Wahlberg came a little late to it. She thought Hofer might take it. Regardless,
breakdown.
Yep. Ends up as a Heritage point. Suits across to Torvey. A swing handled, up at the net. And under the net for West Lutheran goes Hansen. Point for Heritage. Now the Eagles getting a little bit of a run. Opened up a 4-point lead. Stensland, too strong. (12-7) Heritage. Ace serve for Torvey.
Torvey with a great run here. Another good, consistent float server here. Watch this ball hit her hand and just pop off with little spin there, causing chaos.
Shoots to Torvey, to Leon. Missed long, point for West Lutheran.
Leon so excited to get the ball, overruns it again, and we see the same error she's had 4 or 5 times today.
All right, Andy, as a coach, how do you correct that?
There's a couple things. In the middle of a match, the key phrase I give my kids all the time is, hey, middle, your left foot has got to be behind the setter's left foot, because that's what you're approaching to. And if your left foot which is closest to the net, is behind her left foot, which is furthest away from the net, you're going to have that spacing right. Tomorrow in practice, I ask her which one of the players is her best friend and put her at the net in front of her and make sure she doesn't run into her.
And that time hits into the net, and a point for West Lutheran, makes it 14-9. Over back to serve. Down the line nicely, dug up though by Halverson. Left side, Stensland across. Back to Halverson again, floats it over. And we had a West Lutheran player under the net. Now it's Preuss, point for Heritage. Off the Suits serve. All to the middle and over. Touched across by Halverson nicely.
Halverson with the crafty move. I bet she plays a little beach is my guess. Just from the way that ball went off her hand, she just has that look about her. Like that's a good beach shot that happens to score inside as well.
Easy play at the net for Wetterstrom on the overpass. And now 17-9 lead for Heritage.
Good discipline here. Suits won't get credit for an ace here, but in my opinion, she almost should get the assist as that puts the ball out of system.
Price across to Stensland. Didn't have a chance to play that one. There's Leon there on the side for Heritage to get the point and a timeout for West Lutheran.
Yeah, 18-9 as the Eagles have doubled them up. We'll take a look at this last point again. Suits with another good serve, passes up, and it's off the net. Trying to overcorrect a little bit here. Stensland gets trap set as the timeout was called. Stensland looks at the coach and says, I don't quite know what to do with that. And that's accurate. It's a tough ball to do anything with. It's got to be trained in. You get trap set. Again, you go off the edge of the block. We saw Halverson try and do it earlier in the set. That's about the only move you have left. Some of the great players, a woman by the name of Logan Tom, she played on the national team back in the early 2000s. She was known for recognizing that type of set, and she would hit a ball up into the block and then play it herself so she'd reset her own team. She also, like I said, played on the Olympic team for about 4 Olympics, so it's a different level of mentality. That's a really tough ball to do anything with, and you kind of shrug your shoulders and go, hey, let's reset and get the next ball.
Heritage looking to close out a 3-set win tonight, leading 18-9 out of the timeout. Wahlberg across for West Lutheran. Here's Halverson with the swing off the blocker, handled behind the blockers by Hamilton. Up in the air by Stensland to keep it alive for West. Another play at the net. Preuss touched over by Wahlberg. Suits will set it up, and the swing is wide on the attack. Good rally, point for West Lutheran.
Good hustle there on both sides of the net. West Lutheran earns a well-earned point there, grinding it out.
Wahlberg serving. Torvey for Leon, he gets blocked. Stensland gets up along with Samantha Paul.
Good vision there by Paul as she tracks the ball and then finds her hitter. Stensland waiting there with her. Great swing block move from Stensland. Oh. Leon must have hit a wet spot there. And
she goes down hard, but it looks like she's okay, but they're going to take care of that.
And knowing Leon like I do, like that's just the type of kid she is, just going to laugh it off and be like, oh my goodness, that was a little embarrassing. So, good, we get the replay. Just going to get a ball on a missed serve and must have just caught a wet spot there. And you can see Torvey kind of laughing with her, we'll say, and hope that Leon was laughing at the point. It's 18-11, Leon to serve here.
Stensland swing. Here's Leon. Got it up for Halverson. A little strong, but seen a couple of good swings from her, but she puts a lot on that ball. She put a couple of them in, but you like the aggression, right?
I love the aggression there, and I love the aggression in a position where if the block goes up, she's going to get housed if she doesn't hit it that hard.
And she's just an 8th grader, Andy. Halverson is.
Wow.
19-12 the score. Pushed over here by Wetterstrom. Preuss will set it up for Stensland. Nicely dropped over the block for a point.
Beautiful roll. Nice work.
That's that off-speed shot that we didn't see from Stensland in set 1. And Heritage, no idea it was coming. Great spot. I checked in the stat book, and that score is exactly the same.
Ball back to the middle. Nicely played by Torby to keep it alive for Heritage. Preuss, the middle, over by Paul. Torby to Leon. Paul kept it alive. It's Preuss for Stensland again off of Suits. Another kill for Erica Stensland in West Lutheran. It's 19-14.
Here comes Stensland on a tee. That's a great ball. I love the move by Suits to lay out and try and palm that ball back up. That's a great athletic play, sacrificing the body.
Ball hit at the net. Now Leon will set it up for Maddie Torby again on this time. Little float shot over the block and a point for Heritage. 20-14.
Leon with a couple good sets to Torvey. The second one results in a kill.
Megan Smith and Abby Torvey back in. Pallotta and Leon out. Halverson serves. Royce back set over by Stenslin. Suits a nice job to dig that ball up. Cross for a point by Margaret Wetterstrom.
Good ball here. Wetterstrom finds again that deep one, or that 1-2 seam. Tough ball. Prius, the right side turn setter, getting her hands touching the ball, but not enough to keep it up.
Stenslin's attack into the net gives Heritage point 22 of set 3. There's Halverson's serve, not enough on that. 22-15.
Back into the game is Smith for the Eagles.
Kiara Smith in for Halverson. Torvey across from Megan Smith. Suits with a dig over by Torvey. Maddie Torvey for the kill.
Very offensive-minded is Torvey here. Good swing by her. She sees the ball dug up into a great position to take a swing.
Outside and over off the tip. It's Lisa Hofer. Off the blockers, rather, and for a point for West Lutheran. Walber back in for West as Bursch goes back to serve. Outside for Smith, Megan Smith. To the net, punched across by Wahlberg. And sent over by Abby Torvey. Back to the Heritage side. Maddie Torvey over for a point. And now match point for Heritage Christian.
Leon back into the game for match point.
Wahlberg keeps it alive. Outside it goes for Smith. Up in the air by Bursch. So it'll have to be over and into the net by Stenslin, and there's the match. Heritage Christian takes it in 3.
Yeah, good match, good clean match from the Eagles there as they get the 3-0 sweep on West Lutheran. We'll take a look at this last point. Torvey with a good serve to start it. A little bit of chaos. Good communication here to send this ball over, but you get a free ball to the Eagles. It's going to be tough for you to be in system afterwards. It's a good swing, deep cross, ball set up. Stenslin's the only person who's going to get a chance at it here. Lines it up and kind of underruns the ball a little bit, goes long into the net. Good rally, good fight. Love what the Eagles are about at this point in the season. Going to be fun to see them run through the section and hopefully see them down at the Excel Center in the middle of November.
We should see them in about 5 weeks, right?
Sounds like a plan to me, John.
Right. Thanks, Andy, for your work again tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back and hear from a couple of the Heritage players. They win it tonight on senior night in 3. 21-8 now in the season. They take it over West Lutheran tonight. And we're back to wrap things up from Heritage Christian Academy in Maple Grove after this.
Color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Heritage Christian Academy wins tonight in prep volleyball. They defeat West Lutheran in 3 straight, and they show why they're the number 4 ranked team in Class A this week. John Jacobson back with you at Heritage Christian Academy. Sarah Suits and Bella Leon. And Bella, tell me about this win tonight. You get back into conference play. How big are these wins as you try to win a conference championship?
Yeah, they're really big. We're going for, like you said, a conference championship this year. We've never had one. And so, we really get excited when we, get out on the court and it's a conference game. And so getting out here playing West, it's one of our last conference games. So it was huge getting out here and getting the win against them tonight. So. You did get to the state tournament last year, but how big would a conference championship win or conference championship be if you can beat Southwest Christian next Tuesday here? Yeah, I think it would help us a lot, like confidence-wise and just like connection on the court too. Having a conference champ and hopefully section champ under our belt, if we can make it to state would be huge, and it would just give us a more, leadway to state, so. A lot of seniors on this team. How much does that help that you girls know each other and kind of can know what to expect on the court from each other? Yeah, for sure. We've all been playing with each other for a really long time. A couple of us girls have been playing with each other, since 7th grade on the JV team. So that's really huge, just connection and, we all just really love each other, and so that really helps. How much fun has this season been? It's been a blast, yeah. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you. Sarah Suits, tell me about the state tournament experience you had last year. How much have you guys thought about that and wanting to repeat that, try to get back to St. Paul? For sure. It was incredible. It was so much fun for all of us, for our team, for our school, and for our teachers and staff. And I think now especially as we return, we're really shooting for that. We really want that. We really want to go back. And especially for us seniors, we really want to make it there one last time. So, yeah. You had some really good competition last weekend, the St. Michael Albertville tournament. How much did that help your team, playing teams like Champlin Park and Tracy Milroy and really skilled teams like that? Right. We played some really good teams, which was really good for us. We held our own on a couple of them, which was really cool to see. I think it gives us confidence that we can play with the bigger schools and the bigger teams. And so looking into the future for the section champs and the section games, I think that we'll have a lot more confidence. So it's huge. Sections are still a couple of weeks off, and you'll be the favorite in that section. What do you do to guard against overconfidence that you don't look past anybody and think about state tournament too soon? Yeah, I think it's important just for us to take it one game at a time, one team at a time, and not to overlook things like you said, because that could cause us a problem. So I think it's important that we just take it one game at a time. For tonight, what did you do well as a team, do you think? We really meshed together. I think that's one of our big strengths is that, like Bella said, we're really unified. We've played with each other a long time. So because of that, it kind of helps us to play together and to play meshed, and we did really well tonight. So. All right, good luck the rest of the year. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Sarah Suits, Bella Leon, and the Heritage Christian Academy Eagles tonight win it over West Lutheran. 21-8 now in the season. Heritage again closing out the regular season next week against Southwest Christian for the MCAA title. That'll do it for our telecast tonight. For Andy Gugasberg and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks.
for tuning in for high school volleyball on 12 Sports.